love them to death. I've actually had very positive experiences, but I've had one experience with an agency that I've left where it did inflict on my weight, and it did inflict on my personal persona of who I was. And
Really?
I remember leaving the office and being like, all right, people, pull your buckles up. You're okay. And I wanted to know, what's your experience been like? Have you always had very supportive agencies? Because I've never even talked to you about this in a bigger capacity.
Yeah, I've had all the agencies that I've been signed with have always been very supportive, and never had any issues with them in terms of like them trying to change who I was or the way I looked, or pressure me in any way. I did have an experience when I went to meet with an agency that's not even around anymore. I don't know. Or they don't have Plus, but I went to meet with an agency and I was like, not even really sure I wanted to model. I was in college and I was just like, I don't know, like maybe I should do it. It was sort of the beginning, the whispers of like more diversity in fashion. Like you were saying, this was, a really long time ago, and 11 years ago.
Crazy.
So 12 years ago.
We're so old.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't even know. 2010. It was 2010. 11 years ago. So
we blinked, you're 30 and thriving.
Seriously, it's crazy. But yeah, so I went into the agency and they were like, and it was like, I was after my freshman year of college, and I definitely gained a little weight freshman year of college, like everyone does and probably should, honestly, enjoy yourself, and it's a stressful time. So I had gained a little weight, and I think I was like a 16 or something like that. Yeah, I was like a 16. And they were like, you would really work more as a 12. And they were like, go like take the summer or something. I forgot, I think it was the end. I don't know, like take a few months, like think about it, like basically get to a size 12, which is like, it's 2 sizes. It's not like they told me to, lose 80 pounds, but still, what really bothered me was what he said.
Oh God, no. 2 sizes, 1 size is, I don't care. An inch is too big. That's what I mean.
No, it's terrible. But I'm just saying, like, I know people who have like, they're, some straight size models where they're like lose 10 inches or something. And you're like, oh my God. But what really bothered me was they said, we'll know that you really want it then. And I just thought like, I don't like that. I feel like I've always been like this way in my life, where I'm like, okay, you want me to prove something to you? It's one thing if I need to prove something to myself, but like, I don't like this, like, I got to prove myself for you guys, like that's what really bothered me. And then I was just like, I know this isn't going to be the right fit. And I never called them back.
Well, my experience, to keep it real brief, was I was traveling between agencies, and, I would plop into New York at periods of my life and plop back into New York. And I had one of my agents just sit down with me and go, you look like you've gained a little weight. Like, what's happened here? Is there something going on in your life? And I was like, no. And then it got to the point where I was like, I will go to the bathroom with you right now. I will strip down naked and I will let you measure me, because if you're telling me that I've gained weight and I have no idea about it, let's talk about it. Right. And I literally went to the bathroom and I gained an inch, and I walked out and I was just like, I'm proud of myself for how I handled the situation, because that's how I know my power, you know what I mean? Yeah. Because it was more of like, okay, I gained an inch, but I know that I'm still working and I'm happy in myself. And I think in our times and in our voices, because when you become a body activist in this community, you start to gain your power back by saying there is a place for me here, by being authentic to who I am. Yeah. And that comes with the strength behind the women that we are. Yeah. And it comes with the knowledge of the purpose that we have for our future and for ourselves. But, it can be a challenging one when you're starting to get into the industry. But it happened to me at a place in my life where I was already in the groove of it. So I was like, I'm not going to let this affect me. Right. Like, it's really like, it's nobody's loss here. Let's just go and, do the dang thing.
And thank God, really, because when
that's what I mean.
Happened to me, I wasn't even a model yet. And I was like, oh my God, this is already happening. Like I haven't even signed to an agency and they're already making me feel like inadequate in this. Um, but yeah, and then after that, I luckily have had really nice experiences. So
Do you think that your relationship with your body image has changed greatly after speaking so publicly about it? Because I think once you jump into the curve world, automatically you sort of become a body activist in the most
mhm.
beautiful way possible. Like you're working with brands who want to promote self-love and being able to not only talk about your collections as making you feel good, but also making your mindset change positively towards your body. And I know that for me, I've been speaking about my body for so many years that I had to start to really check in constantly on what my relationship really was with my body. And
Right.
I'm curious to know, has publicly speaking about body image shifted your idea about maybe what you dealt with in high school, what you dealt with as a young adult? What's your relationship with it and how did it
Yeah.
shake you up when you started?
I mean, I think I spend so much time alone just traveling for work and having to really sit with myself. It was like I'd go to work, I'd have to like be confident and comfortable with my body like all day long. And then I would come home in whatever city I was in and like really sit with that and think about it and do
Yeah.
that self-love work with myself because you know, you can fake it till you make it, but it catches up to you. You are at a certain point, like you say, like once you start talking about it, like you kind of have to deal with it. So in those first maybe 3 years of modeling, I really did that work and I really feel like it built my foundation with my self-love and my relationship with my body. And I'm so grateful for that because I know friends and family who haven't even dealt with that or are dealing with it now and they're much older and they've never had to sit with themselves. And tell everybody, I'm like, everybody, I think every woman especially should do like a sexy lingerie photo shoot. Like I think you should do like a Playboy photo shoot. Like every like whether that goes anywhere, like
I am
privately.
celebrating all of my body,
And
everyone,
not
in
because
all
it
of the
has to
best
be about
ways.
yeah, exactly. And not because that has to do anything about sex or being sexy. It's just about
No.
having to feel connected to yourself and your body. And it really helps um even seeing images where you're like, oh wow, look, I look good. Like this is a great photo, like that helps build that positive image with yourself. And um yeah, I think that because when I really had to do that work early on because I wanted to and I felt it was the opportunity to because my work needed it. You needed to show up and be that person. um yeah, I that when I really look into myself and my relationship, it is genuine.
Oh God, of course. I mean, I think that that's one of the most beautiful things. I look back at going at like you saying lingerie shoot or just doing a shoot in general. I think it's just about taking the power and ownership of your body and
Yeah.
taking the validation for your own self that you're sexy for you and it's not for anybody else. For me, like Playboy represented this radical acceptance within my figure. And it also was like, I have every right to celebrate my body, whatever way feels most authentic to me. And I hope to encourage that to other people to feel that authenticity towards your body and the
Yeah.
connection that you have, because there's an evolution that happens with our bodies. They're always going to be growing. They're always going to be developing, right? But the connection that you have with your body needs to be the strongest thing. And I
Yeah.
think that's something that necessarily we both have the privilege, and I mean straight up privilege, of becoming curve models at a time when I think we both needed it most. And we
Yeah.
both needed to be validated in the purpose of you are beautiful the way that you are. And we're going to put you on a set with people who are going to remind you of that every single day, which then is going to relate back into you having to check in with yourself. So anybody who is listening, the most amazing thing that you can do is to check in with yourself every day because the
Yeah.
evolution happens. And take the time to figure out and be curious about your body.